there are a lot of members from the side of Rrq Hoshi that could possibly trigger this out. And if she doesn't use it in the correct opportunity, she is a huge target.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, both of the drafts have been set. Dreams on this Kadita still sitting at a 100% win rate. We're gonna dive straight into game number 1 of the El Clasico. Playoffs for Evos or upper brackets for Rrq. We're gonna have to wait
from
a
the
bit.
Kadita pick. It might be a bit too difficult.
Here it is though, ladies and gentlemen, back into the game. Game number 1 of the El Clasico. The battle for upper brackets and playoffs has resumed.
We're going to see what happens here. How is the Kadita going to fall into place in the composition of Evos Legends? It does give them a little bit of pick-off potential, especially in this early game, being able to roam around the map rather quick, whereas Vin on the Atlas is going to be reliant on that level for power spike. But the talent prediction by Axe shows that both of the main casters in the Indo as well as the English desk have opted for Evos' composition.
Yeah.
We saw this exact pattern in the previous match, I believe. I don't remember which one, though.
Geek fam.
That is interesting. Well, for both teams right now, they're still contesting as much as possible. But of course, Rrq Hoshi have a bit of an edge. They have strong laners in both lanes, and the roam potential, man. Especially in level 4, I think they're going to be a lot more aggressive.
Let's see though, Sutsujin already jumping in, Abyssum Strike there, Vin taken down, first blood secured by Sutsujin, but Albert looking for compensation, jumps in with a lethal counter, and that's Evos Legends taking the first kill of the game with no trades.
But remember, this is going to hinder the rotations from Sutsujin, so a little win for Rrq Hoshi in that regard, as they are going to put their focus onto the gold buff as well as a neutral objective in that turtle.
Evos just stepping on the pedal once they reach level 4, not letting Rrq Hoshi get their own ultimates before engaging there. So that's already a very good play from the side of Evos Legends. Rrq Hoshi were just a bit off guard, but now, without still the beta links available on Vin, I think Evos Legends can get this turtle without any contest.
This is the combo I mentioned, Sutsujin with the Abyssum Strike and the Retribution. It's basically the same as the Balman. That's why I actually went for Evos Legends. I feel like right now, they have a pretty dynamic draft, and in the gold lane, this is what I expect from this matchup. Melissa should have a little bit of an edge going up against a Bruno when it comes down to just all-ins, right? But Bruno can definitely win in the trade game, and I think that's what we're seeing right here. Skylar is able to actually create a lot of pressure in that gold lane so far.
Take a look at the emblems. Demon Slayer still for Albert, and Sutsujin, despite most likely going for these catches, he does have the killing spree, just in case he wants to get very, very aggressive like now.
Uh-oh, Vin caught again, goes for fatal links onto Sutsujin, but there's no follow-up. Here he walks out of the Cult Ultra range. R7 jumps in with a Black Dragon form, go away placed, and that's also a reason why I actually prefer Evos Legends' draft. I didn't like that Yudong pick.
It's starting to show, right? The initial aggression that Rrq Hoshi had seems to be hindered as Dreams goes in for a pick onto R7. It is still very earlier on in the game, but on the top side, Skylar gets taken down there.
And how is he so low? Again, Melissa, the poke coming in is just insane. He actually used the Inspire as well, so those all-ins just doing so much for Evos Legends as Sutsujin comes in. Holy moly, that's a lot of damage, man.
That Dairoth pick, man, he's already 3-0 right now. And it's just a lot of burst damage, and that's what Rrq Hoshi is struggling to deal with. Everyone gets chipped down, they get kind of low, and then out of nowhere, that's the kind of burst damage that Sutsujin can provide. So right now, in the early game, Evos Legends are making full advantage of their crowd control, of their burst potential. But we'll have to see. I think in the mid game will be a critical moment. Can they maintain the control? Can they outmaneuver Rrq Hoshi at every turn?
That's going to be the question here. 2,000 gold currently for Evos Legends. We do see that the turtle has already made its appearance in the gold. But now, Rrq Hoshi first to set up for this turtle.
Yeah, Rrq should have this for free. Evos Legends opted to just give it over because Rrq have the better setup for now. But we'll have to see. 2,000 gold lead already for Evos. Vin, though, gotta be careful. Dreams has the Petrify. Sutsujin jumps onto him. This is Strike as well, taking a whole lot of damage onto Vin. Even with the Fatal Links, he's not able to survive. R7 all the way from the bottom side comes in with the Black Dragon form. Taz still has the Flicker to get out. And Rrq not really getting these good, efficient rotations so far.
And as you're mentioning, Vin on the Atlas, you have good team fight setup, but you do not have good takeoff potential. So Evos Legends, they're constantly able to just escape after getting some value plays happening, a pickoff or, you know, a pickoff or a big flank, and then they just back away.
Let's see. Coming into this game, again, we're going to have another pause for us to dissect a little bit in the drafts, right? Right now, it does feel like in the early game, it's being dictated by Evos Legends. Rrq have tried their best to look for those trades in the team fights, but I don't see it happening right now. And that's what I said, right? Kadita, very versatile, very easy for him to get back. Taz, obviously, if we just keep stealing the call altar, it's not much they can do to actually commit into these team fights.
I do believe like in the early game, Evos Legends, they're gonna have a better time, right? Because everything is focusing on those pickoffs, but when we enter that mid towards that late game, it does seem like Rrq Hoshi have the potential when they force team fights 5v5.
It's not just how they're able to force it, it's what is at risk, right? Early on right now, Evos, they don't really need to follow Rrq around. They can go for the lane that is winning. They can go for the objective when Rrq isn't around. But later on, when the Lord is in the picture, Rrq Hoshi, they have a better composition when it comes to controlling an objective that both teams cannot afford to give up. I think that is where their team composition is going to be a lot more effective. But of course, if they don't take control or have some damage control in the early game, Evos Legends can take full control before it even comes to that.
They really need to think about this Melissa though, right? Melissa, with the huge range that she has, with the go away as well, who in particular from Rrq Hoshi can actually get the job done and take her out.
Cool.
The Melissa.
The Melissa? Yeah, that's the thing. No one can really touch the Melissa, right? The only one who can actually get close is the Atlas, but he needs to find the Fatal Links onto him. But with so much cover from Evos Legends, let's say he gets terrified. That's it. No more momentum. Let's say even if he gets close, Cold Altar from Taz. That buys so much time, gives the other members a little bit more room to play. And let's say the Fatal Links connects onto Clover. It still brings... If Clover pops the go away before the Fatal Links, he's bringing the go away onto his team. So everyone's going to be separated.
Exactly. We have an audience comment here from Ming_Mingyu. Please win the El Clasico. Evos fans will always support you. That's what you want to see for sure from the side of Evos Legends and their supporters. But as you mentioned now, the Cult Altar being able to be stolen is just a big problem right here, especially if the game plan is to actually go for that quick burst pickoff potential. In long team fights though, I think there's potential for both teams to do well, and that's not a good thing. Especially because technically, on the side of Evos Legends, they have an assassin that can really just destroy Skylar if you don't respect the potential.
Let's see as well here in the game. In that gold lane, man, Melissa is already getting a lot of gold. You can see the disparity here from both of the gold laners. If Bruno falls behind, it's not really going to be good here up against this kind of comp.
And you can see that Sesajin already with the Hunter Strike, so very aggressive composition for sure. And R7, he's trying to just mix and match, getting a bit of resistances and also getting some damage so that he's not completely irrelevant. But look at Evos, they're waiting for an opportunity and Albert is visible.
3 seconds left on the clock for the next turtle to spawn, and
Oh.
you can see Rrq Hoshi already sniffing out the members, but Dreams forced to use that, but Vin goes in!
Oh, beautiful engage by Vin here, but Cold Ultra placed down now. It's going to be Jin who's looking for the turtle. Petrify comes in, R7 as well! The go away did not do anything! R7's going mad, Taz taking low, Vin wanted to go for the dive. A beautiful play by Rrq. Taking a goal lead, not just back yet, but it's equalizing it.
Ooh. It's just so difficult, man. Rrq Hoshi, they're able to force Dreams to use his ultimate really early on, and it is no longer a factor. Knowing that, they saw Sesajin, they jump on the opportunity, and as we mentioned, Vin, no hesitation, uses that teamfight ultimate for one person. That is how valuable Sesajin is right now. 2 turrets getting taken by Rrq Hoshi.
Yeah, the members from Rrq Hoshi, they're being very active in this game. You see R7 not hesitating whatsoever, looking for the conversion once again on those turrets. And it's going to be 2-1 turrets for the moment for Rrq Hoshi as Evos Legends. Maybe they're looking for another pick, because if they force a 5v5, it does seem a little bit difficult at this point. And Albert taking away the buff from Evos Legends.
Man, you can see, right? Evos, it really feels weird in that fight. They shouldn't have taken that kind of fight. With their composition, they are reliant on Taz taking the Cult Altar. He did not have the Cult Altar that time, and they forced it. Rrq can punish every little mistake you make, and Evos needs to be wary here, because if Rrq gets that gold lead going, it's very hard to take it back from them.
Right now you saw R7 maybe preparing a trap for anyone clearing the lane. Unfortunately, nobody crossed through that lane bush, so he's forced to show himself, but the conceal play coming in. Vin spots it though.
Oh, goes for the perfect match just to dodge away from the breath of the ocean as well. And we have another pause. Again, very, very soon.
About 1 minute here, it does seem like, but actually, right about now, finally, the game continues.
Oh my god, wait, what's going on?
What is going on?
What? What's going on? 4 for 0. Evos look for another. Albert gonna get taken down. He gets a lethal counter. He jumps out, but Pendragon locks him in place. We jump in straight to this. 4 for 2 for Evos Legends.
Only Clay left to defend this mid-side turret, and I don't think it is going to be enough. The kill pressure from Taz, Pendragon, and Dreams alone is enough to put him back in his place, to zone him away, as Pendragon now is going to try and convert this by taking away the blue buff, but I guess he does not commit onto that.
What the heck happened there? We were talking about how Rrq Hoshi are finally finding success, how they can use the objectives finally, but Evos Legends out of nowhere, they can pick up, what, a triple kill for Sutsujin in that fight?
That's a massive pickup for Evos Legends now, right? Because Albert was able to use the pathing so well, so efficiently to get a gold lead and an XP lead on Sutsujin. Now that all just, it's gone.
It's gone, and R7 is on the bottom side as well, so Evos Legends pressuring for the Lord, and they have the pickup potential. Dreams is looking for an opportunity here, because Vin, he is still very squishy at this stage in the game. Lord and half HP, but Rrq, they're going for it.
Perfect match with the conceal play. Dreams comes in with the breath of the ocean. He's going to be kicked back. He doesn't get the rough waves. Vin goes into the fatal lane. Sutsujin jumps, and again, Evos fight without a cult altar. It's a massive blunder again for Evos as Rrq take control of the Lord. They keep going for these fights.
And at this stage, even the Melissa doesn't really have much to say. We saw that she was able to pop off her ultimate, her go away, but R7 with the Black Dragon form was able to zone her away, and that was enough for Rrq Hoshi to take back the pressure. But now they have to be careful. They need to be disciplined when it comes down to that wave management, because that bottom side is pushing in favor for Evos Legends.
Looking at the item share, as all of course you would expect, Dreams has been building damage, so he cannot be the first guy to just walk at Rrq like that. They'll take him out. That is so unfortunate. Sutsujin now has a brute force breastplate to try and give him a bit more movement speed, a bit more physical defense. But that's the problem right here, right? Due to the composition, they have to try and group and fight with a Cult Altar, or they can get zoned away by Yutong with the Black Dragon form. So Evos Legends, after a great fight, they just suddenly lose all control.
Like, Vin doesn't really need to hit those fatal links. Neither does Yuzong with the Black Dragon form, right? It's enough to actually push and zone the members of Evos Legends, realizing the only Purify that Evos Legends has is on Pendragon. Taz is going to be susceptible. Clover is going to be susceptible. And we'll see, when we see that start to pan through, the pressure, the dominance in the lanes all into for Rrq Hoshi, now sitting at a 2,000 gold lead.
And you know why that's the case? Again, Evos Legends need that Cult Altar. There's no other ultimate that Taz can take that can really help this team. Obviously, there's a little bit of a cooldown there, so they can't just be going for these fights constantly, right? They need to wait for the perfect time. Now, though, with Rrq having this lead, map pressure as well, are they going to get the same opening they had in the early stage of the game, or just there in the mid stage?
Exactly, and they have no solution to the Black Dragon form as well. It's an old, true and tried strategy. When the objective is up, when the contesting is happening, you use the Black Dragon form, and just like that, the backline needs to back away. So for Evos Legends, even if you get the Cult Altar, can you deal with that as well at the same time? So a multifaceted approach from Rrq Hoshi in this mid game, and it's been working great. it seems like they were really on the back foot, but in just a split second, they just flipped the gold advantage towards their side.
On your point there, Miracle, about the cult altar for Evos Legends, acknowledge the fact that this is not the first time that Clay has used the Theramis into someone using the Valentina, and he has been very, very good at positioning to deny that option for Taz to take. So perhaps this is something that Rrq Hoshi have already picked up once again with this game against Evos Legends. And let's just keep an eye out for the positioning of Clay, because he has been able to deny...
Dreams.
Oh no!
Oh
Oh
There you
my
go.
goodness.
Who can face check, man? We said this already. Nobody's tanky enough. Maybe Pendragon, but then who is going to match the side pressure from R7? They're just way too squishy. Anyone that gets picked up will get bursted down instantly.
Man, I don't feel like he should have, you know, again though, but Rrq, that was brilliant positioning now. Toss took away the Fatal Links here.
What?
And, okay, he's going to have to make a massive play at this point. He has the flicker to do so. Pendragon jumps in with the immobility. He's able to get someone, but in the back lines, look at R7 dealing so much. Pendragon going to be zoned away now as the Cult Ulcer comes in. R7 gets the HP back, and look at Clover. He's low. Jin jumps in. Taj with a massive Fatal Links. It works out in the end. It turns it around. Vin jumps in with the Fatal Links. Rrq took a fight after the Lord that they have secured. Evos are looking for some compensation, a trade now into the tier 2.
They actually started to equalize in terms of that gold as well here. Only leading by 600. The Lord is marching on the bottom side, but it is going to be Clover going there, being able to buy a lot of time and even take it down too. Evos Legends now actually have the gold lead, 100, 200, 300 to their name.
This game has been so floppy, man. And again, I feel like the game has been so floppy because they've been overcommitting both of these teams.
True. I mean, they have the Lord done already. They do see that Taz has the Fatal Links as well, and yet they go for the big fight. They clump up at a choke point, and they get punished for it. So I'm not sure what to make out of this. Both teams just taking very insane risks, and as things go on like this, the team with the better late game will have an advantage, I think.
Rrq Hoshi, they gave Taz the opportunity to get that Fatal Links, and in the end, that risk did not help them at all. And we can see already a Divine Glaive being taken for Evos Legends, and the damage is gonna start to hurt.
Well, Holy Crystal is completed for Taz as well, so that's already one issue to deal with. But for Clover, with the Wind of Nature here, he has a chance to outplay the bulk of the damage coming in from Rrq Hoshi, because the only magical source is going to be Clay on the Faramis, and Clay will not be anywhere near him unless Rrq Hoshi goes for the really clump of team fights, but that in itself could be a mistake that Evos can take advantage of.
Again,
900 gold lead here, Miracle.
yeah, take a look at the Bruno, right? I mean, with those items, you're going to deal so much, and he's already building into a Meltic Roar now. It should be a Meltic Roar, unless he wants to go crazy with the BOD. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Meltic Roar a bit better here, up against a little bit of physical defense that Pendragon has. He can just melt through it. Clay has actually opted to go for the NOD as well. So you can see the utility build as well, perhaps for Clay. You guys right now, go ahead and get yourself the limited edition Head & Shoulders in your nearest mini market or e-commerce website, because you guys need to wipe out that dandruff. Stay fresh, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, stay fresh and keep your eyes on this game, because it's been so volatile, man. It's been going back and forth between Evos Legends and Rrq Hoshi. And maybe it's going to come down to which team can play the side lanes, the macro play better, right? Because it's all about setup. When teams are this dominant, when teams are this high level, the setup will be so important. And now Sutsujin has an Immortal, so going for that pickup might not be enough to just make sure that he won't be a nuisance in that fight. Clover with the Malefic Roar will do a lot of damage to the beefier members as well.
All right, Evos Legends able to secure this position. And Taz goes for the Fatal Links again. Clay has been positioning out of vision from Taz so that he can't steal the ultimate.
Dreams!
And now Dreams jumps in on towards Clay, and that's a massive pick off. Dreams, he basically secured the Lord for free for Evos Legends now. And now Evos, they're on the hunt with the Lord slain. This is going to be an enhanced one, presented to you by Samsung Galaxy A series.
30 seconds on the death timer for Clay. Is it going to be enough time for them to regroup as 5? You can see that the Melissa already pushing that top side, trying to make all 3 lanes collapse at the same time. And this is the moment that Evos Legends needed. This is the moment that they have been waiting for to turn it back around. Rrq Hoshi, they still need to respect the pickup potential that Dreams has.
That's crazy, man. I don't know what the plan was for Clay. Flank with the Faramis because your job is to call alter and the height of the fight anyway. So I wasn't sure why he was trying to go aggressively. And now with the Lord, what can Evos Legends get? They make a play for the base turret. They might get it.
Only one way pushing in though. Pendragon jumping all the way deep, actually soaking a lot of damage, but will be caught on the lethal counter. Sojin as well, gonna be caught. Taz again, stealing with a fatal link. Sojin is gonna be taken down here as Clover pops to go away. Able to kite back, but look at the damage coming in from Skylar. Clover kiting back once again. Taz with the fatal links, a bit too late, but Dreams with the rough waves. Taz and Dreams versus the world. R7 stopping that from happening. Taz, the solid player, flickers forward. Not able to finish Pin off. R7 going mad onto that back line. R7 hunting them down, shutting him down. It's another defense for Rrq.
Worth it trades for Rrq Hoshi as well, and that was nearly Evos Legends teamfight to win. Ooh. What was that play by Taz with the Fatal Links comboed with Dreams on the Kadita? That was so beautiful. Unfortunately, towards the end, R7 was able to find more kills on the board, looking for more compensation on the board, and that is going to be a successful defense by Rrq Hoshi. As now we're going to take a look at the instant replay here by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
Oh, go back from it, back to the game right here. And just like that, it's back to equal. It all comes down to who has the better chance in the fight. And I think it's all about who can get rid of the gold laner first. Because both Skylar and Clover, they do an insane amount of damage right now. And if they don't get taken out, you can see that Evos Legends, despite having such success, without Clover around, no one can DPS R7 enough to burst through the sustain. And vice versa. I think for Rrq Hoshi, they can't win without Skylar just outputting that insane amount of damage. He is already so fed, he has so many items. He needs to play a bit more safely though, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, looking at it just now, I feel like the trade wasn't worth it for Rrq still. They defend, sure. They live to see another day, but Evos Legends definitely came out of that team fight with a better trade. They lost more members, but they got 2 base turrets. Yep. 2 base turrets that will never respawn. So that's 2 waves that's constantly going to be slow pushing into Rrq if they don't deal with it. Those are 2 waves that Rrq will have to micromanage right as the Evolved Lord spawns in the 20th minute of the game.
They have to be careful though. They have to be aware of Dreams now, because just a few seconds ago we saw that Dreams was already looking and positioning for a flank, just like he is trying to do right now. They're going to try and force Rrq Hoshi to make the same mistake as they did a few minutes ago as Evos Legends first to the Lord.
Pendragon's doing so much right now. Able to zone Rrq away from the other from the Lord right now. But a perfect match will come through. Pause again, stealing away the Fatal Links. Pendragon jumps in with the Falling Star Moon onto Skylar, but will lose half of his HP. Evos Legends decide to reset. Dreams looking for the flank again. Oof. Albert this time, he knows that Dreams has been looking for this, so he just reads it out, opening up the map. Vin again, opening up the map for his team, spots Taz, who can't really go for the cheeky engage once again though, but look at Pendragon. He took so much HP away from Skylar. He's doing so much. Black Dragon form popped in by R7, trying to look for an opening. Pendragon again and missed it all. Gonna be caught. Lethal counter popped in to get everything, but he gets the winner truncheon in time. He's able to buy still a lot of time, but the Cult Ulcer comes in again. Skylar puts up the kill. That's giving the Cult Ulcer. The Fatal Links combine with the Furious Dive. It's a wild bow combo, but Sojin, how was he able to steal it in the midst though? Look at the base, the minion waves are crashing in. Dreams able to buy some time, the minion waves crashing onto the base. It is gonna be a lot of damage placed onto them, but Skylar doesn't want to let that happen. He goes, he kills Dreams. R7 is able to recall to clear it out, but the Evolved Lord is now spawning, and it's only Skylar, R7, and Bin. Taz, can he use this? Can he actually look for the end?
We'll see. I mean, he went for two versus how many people and actually came out on top, but without anyone to follow him up, it's not going to be able to go down this time around as we enter.
Oh, that's why these games are so intense, man. At any moment, right? It's just so volatile. And maybe Evos Legends can also draw a conclusion. maybe we can just dance around, waste time from Rrq Hoshi, stop the recalls, and end the game. Because Rrq, their wave management has not been on point at all.
No.
At every point, Evos Legends are the ones always to the Lord first. R7 constantly stuck dealing with the side lanes, and right there, the minions almost ended. So it is an uncharacteristic performance completely by Rrq Hoshi.
And that's a very interesting thought, right? Because usually when we talk about Evos Legends, one thing that a lot of teams have been able to exploit when they are up against Evos is the wave manipulation. BTR, Aura Fire, even Geek Fam, that's how they were able to beat Evos Legends, getting the proper setup better than Evos. This time, Rrq, a team that we've all known to be just so solid in terms of that wave manipulation, has been disregarding it.
I don't know. There might be a special plan, but it's a 50-50 in the real-time win probability by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
Is it though?
Oh, is it?
I mean, I guess it balances out. Evos Legends have more map pressure.
Oh, there we go. It's just moving.
Yeah, and for Rrq, they have a gold lead, right? But as the game progresses, this gold lead will amount to nothing. Everyone will have full items.
Exactly.
You're right. As we're going to see a concealed play happening. They don't get anyone just yet. Pendragon is going to be sniffed out, though, and zoned away. In this moment of the game, there isn't anything to contest, but they do have 30 seconds to start to think about the setups. How are they going to do it? You can see R7 already trying to clear that bottom side, but Pendragon very quick to pick up on this.
I think Pendragon is one of the main win conditions for Evos Legends. He serves as the primary front line, and in those setup situations, he was such a nuisance to the members of Rrq Hoshi. Of course, as the game goes on, the more he will have items, but the more items Rrq Hoshi will have in their hands as well, so it might not be as easy the next time around. Lord now spawning, and R7 is the one with the wave control advantage.
Again, this is something that we have to see, the setup game, right? It's basically a battle of chess at this point. Who can set up better? Who can actually force those errors to be made by teams?
Ooh, this is so scary.
The dreams,
Evos
man.
Legends already clearing that top side. And yeah, I was about to mention as well, the positioning from Dreams. Skylar needs to be very, very careful. And so does Clay at this point.
I think the last thing Evos wants to do is fight. I think the last thing that both teams want to do is fight in a choke point, I think. For both teams, I guess you can say both teams have a combo, right? But I think it's just equally dangerous. If Taz is able to take a Cult Altar, it's equalized. If he takes the Fatal Links, then Dreams can come in with a huge burst damage and followed up by Tsujins as well. So, I don't know. I think they have to be very careful scouting out and making sure that no one gets past them undetected, because that will be a huge issue that can be exploited from both these teams.
Albert has the immortality. Look at the damage coming in from both Taz and Clover. That penetration doing work. And now Albert's taken low. I think he does have the Sky Guardian helmet, so he will be able to sustain back up with the regen. But Evos Legends have this opening constantly. Remember, 3 base turrets means the 3 waves will be constantly slow pushing towards Rrq. Looking for the conceal though. Okay.
Ooh, the bottom side already pushing here, and that's going to force R7 there, giving them a man advantage. This is Evos' Legends game to win at this point, but Rrq Hoshi, it seems like they're still dancing around. They don't want to commit onto that. I think that is wise, but this is going to be a free Lord for Evos Legends if they don't go for this.
Yeah, again, I think Evos Legends, they're a bit gun-shy here constantly. They're very afraid of what this Wombo combo can do. Pendragon taking a whole lot right there. Stampede and Perfect Match connecting onto him. But with the Lord taken to 26,000 HP, Rrq will be forced to respond this time. Pendragon again getting brought back. But then, oh my goodness! He's able to find so many Clovers! Immortality popped in, the Cult Altar placed. Rrq with one moment, they're able to again get the grasp onto the game. A killing spree picked up for Skylar, and Albert goes in for the involved Lord. 3 members, 60 seconds on the death timers.
I don't know why Evos Legends didn't commit onto that. Now it's Rrq Hoshi's game to win. Tsujin going to be taken very low.
With the rough waves, what in the world? My goodness, Tsujin able to survive as well. Did they buy enough time? I unfortunately think it's not enough. Play 20 seconds. A turn, can they end?
I don't know. 3-4-1 taken down here. So for the moment, the Lord is going to be going that bottom side, but Albert very aggressive onto Dreams and Tsujin.
Coming in again, Skylar onto the base. It looks inevitable. Evos Legends will lose out in game number 1 after the turn. After turn after turn, constantly back and forth. Rrq come out victorious in game number 1.